right, Infernal Blessings. Yeah, this is going to be a short video. I want to make sure, is that recording? Yeah, it is. I used to come on Instagram and kind of give quick promos and updates on the Patreon page. I haven't done that because I promoted a lot in the YouTube videos. But one thing I wanted to do for the beginning of the year was kind of just give people the heads up, what we got going on the Patreon, some of the plans, and what we got going on throughout the year, right? But again, first and foremost, if you're interested in a yearly forecast reading or any of the other readings I offer, Klapothic demonic readings, Santa Muerte readings, Egyptian oracle readings, shadow work readings, deity readings to see what gods, goddesses, and demons walk with you, or maybe you're just interested in a consultation, and everything I'm saying is in the description box of the video. Shoot me an email at khnum19@gmail.com. And please include in that email your full weekly availability and the time zone you're in, and we'll set something up. All right, so, you know, you can reach out to me for any of those things. But I want to really briefly talk about the Patreon and what the plans kind of are for 2025 and what we're doing, and some of the things that I'm working on. Well, first, also, let me put out there the Black Magic Essentials 101. It's a 4-hour class that is available for purchase. All you gotta do is shoot me an email. I've posted a link on how you can purchase that. I know a couple of you have already reached out and purchased it. If you're interested in purchasing that class, it's $50. It's not a class that's on any of my platforms. It's not even on Patreon. This was a class, and I'm gonna be doing part 2 this year. This was a class that was just an open class for people to sign up for. But again, it's not on any of my platforms, and I go into what the class is titled. I go really into the essentials of how to work magic, how to set up altars, how to work with the deities. We go really in depth. You'll see the people that participated in the class in the recording, how there was a interaction amongst all of us. So if you're really looking for a master class in the sense on how to really get your path flowing, Black Magic Essentials 101, that's for sale and available now, with part 2 coming soon. Where you'll be able to sign up, participate live, and yes, you'll be able to purchase it a little bit later afterwards. I know it took a few months to get this one available. There was just so much going on with the holidays and getting back into the swing of things. I just didn't have a chance. Anyway, that's irrelevant. It's available now, Black Magic Essentials 101. If you want to purchase it, it's available. All right. So the plans for 2025, this is, like I say, maybe a 15-minute video, so it's not going to be too long. Again, so we've added 2 new classes. Again, I encourage everybody to go to the Patreon page, patreon.com/Baniti, Baniti. Tier 3 is the tier that gives you access to all the classes, and it gives you access to the 3 private classes I do every month and the group ritual we do together, and it gives you access to everything in the archive when you join. Not just you don't just get access to the things the day you join moving forward. All right. And you could go to the collection section on the home page and you'll see all the ongoing classes. All right. So I'm just going to run through a little bit of what we're doing, the tiers, some of the plans. Tier 1 is just support. You know, if you want to join Tier 1, it's a $5 donation every month. It gives you, you get notifications, doesn't really give you access to any classes or content. It's basically a support tier. If you support what I do on the other platforms, it's just a way you can send a little bit of support. Tier 2, which is it gives you access to, you get one free class a month. You don't get all the classes, and you get access just to some of the classes that are available on Tier 2. Tier 3, which is the most popular and most recommended tier, I encourage people to start at. Okay, that tier is $25 a month, and that gives you access to every class, everything in the archive. There's enough of material on there that's going to keep you busy for years. You probably won't even be able to get to it. Trust me, it's a lot. So if you're looking for, I really want something, I really want to get serious, I really want to, be on this path to self-mastery and master myself and take hold of my destiny, check out Tier 3. Okay. Tier 4, which is a Leviathan tier. Tier 4, that basically, it's the same as Tier 3 except for one difference. If you join the tier 4, you get access to all the classes, everything in the archives, but you also get a 30-minute reading or consultation, whichever you choose, once a month, one time a month, and that tier is $50 a month. Okay. I also have tier 6, which is the African witchcraft and sorcery. I'm sorry, tier 5. Let me back up. That's the Red Magus tier. That's the mentorship program where it covers everything on this path. It's a step-by-step process. It's a formula that I've created over the years where I show people step-by-step process of where you need to start from, how you build yourself up, leading you all the way up to your personal self-initiation. On that tier, we meet once a month for, it could be an hour to hour and a half or so. And we go over ritual work. We have in-depth discussions on whatever that is, personally connected to you and what you're doing on the path. And again, the Red Magus tier covers pretty much every aspect of the occult. And that's tier 5, and that's $75 a month to be in the mentorship program. But as I just want to make it clear right now, I'm not taking brand new spanking people that don't have at least a foundation or some type of level of experience. I just want to make this clear at the moment. If you have at least a basic foundation and some level of understanding, yes, I could take you and work with you. It's just there's a lot right now, so to take on somebody completely new would be a little complicated at the moment. So I want to make that clear. All right, that's tier 5. Now, tier 6 is the African witchcraft and sorcery class. Okay. Well, I might have the numbers messed up, but the other mentorship tiers are African witchcraft and sorcery, Santa Muerte tier. Check them out, but don't do the mentorship programs again if you're not going to be committed. All right, because again, I don't have time to waste. I don't want to waste your time. I don't want you to waste my time. But anyway, that's the tiers, the mentorship tiers. I don't really want to focus on it. I'm also thinking about, and I'll announce it when I have it more together, doing like a weekly congregation segment. I got some ideas for it where we can get together and perform like it's a weekly, I guess you can call it a ritual, but establish a regular practice on a weekly basis where those who are members would be able, because it's something I do regularly on Friday, working with the Black Path of Shaitan, and it's a very, very effective ritual or practice. I'm thinking about making that wide scale on a weekly basis on the Patreon. But as far as the plans for 2025 on Patreon, Primordial Chaos, this is kind of what you can expect for this year. Like I said, 2 new classes have been added. We did the first installments of both of them this month, January 2025. We added a Necronomicon class. A lot of you guys asked for it. You've been asking for it for the last year or so. And as you know, I did the Necronomicon video not too long ago, about a week or so ago, and I explained that whole process and how that came about. So that's available now. And we're going to go through the Necronomicon, and you're going to learn about the Necronomicon. A lot of you may be familiar with it. Some of you know a lot about it. Some of you don't know much about it. But you're going to learn about this on a whole nother level. After I show you what's there, and then I'll share some of my personal experience added to that, so you can come up with a formula if you decide to work with the Necronomicon that works for you. All right. We've also added an Egyptian Hermetic Alchemy class, which is going to complement your shadow work class and your self-mastery to a whole nother level, because the level of information and the topics we're going to be talking about out on there about alchemy and the occult is really going to be very personally transformative for you if you really apply yourself and study. Now, in addition, if you've been onto the Patreon page, you see all the different classes I'm doing. I'm just going to run them down. For most of them I can remember. We have on there now, as I said, the 2 new classes, the Egyptian Hermetic Alchemy class. We got the Necronomicon class. We got the Norse Mythology and Runes Left-Hand Path class. We have the Eastern Left-Hand Path Occult class. We have the Luciferian Magic and Self-Mastery class, the Klepothic Sorcery class. We have the Necromancy and Dark Witchcraft class, the Egyptian vampiric, Egyptian vampiric class. We have the shadow work classes, obviously 23 deep in count. I'm just trying to remember them all. Sith Dark Side, Alchemy and Philosophy class. We have the Esoterical Occult Bible Study class, the Kundalini Meditation and Awakening class. I might be forgetting a few of them. I mean, this is the majority of them that I can remember. There's quite a few on there, right? I try to regularly add content and new classes. So you remember there's 3 being uploaded every month. You're getting 3 every month on there and counting. And there's a lot of content on there. So when you join tier 3, you got access to all those classes and everything in the archives and all the content. But believe me, for the price I'm doing that for, look, I do it to try to make it reasonable. I could honestly charge probably triple of that if I really wanted to. And I'm not saying that to try to sales pitch you and give you a hustle. I could, but that's not what my goal is. I'm trying to make this accessible for everybody and to give you a level of information that you would pay in other areas, probably, again, triple the time. I've had many of you reach out to me over the years saying I've taken other classes to see that you're either giving it for free or you're doing it at a much more, affordable level. And I stand firm, and I say this with confidence and not arrogance. What I'm offering, nobody is offering. Trust me when I tell you. And I say that with confidence, not arrogance. All right? So we'll have more content coming. I am going to do a Black Magic Essentials Part 2 class. I know a lot of you have been reaching out. I know I said I would get to it in the early portion of the year. I haven't forgotten. I know a lot of you that took the first one and were there are really, you've been hounding me in a good way for the second one. So we have that upcoming soon for 2025. Obviously, later in the year, we have the Journey of the Black Adept Conference. Okay? We have that. This will be our 8th year doing it. We've, done it now 7 years straight. And we will now be doing it for the 8th year. And that always is around the last weekend in October. I kind of wait a few months before, like 3-4 months out. Once I get my son's travel hockey schedule, it's kind of based on that. I just got to make sure which weekends he's playing in October. But you can prepare, and plan for that. We had a great conference last year, and we're looking forward again in October 2025 to have another great conference. Hopefully we can see some new faces also in addition to the returning ones. So we have the 8th annual Journey of the Black Adept Conference coming up. Also, I want to put out there, I used to do this, people used to come a lot before the pandemic on our once a month rituals that we do on Patreon. I want to put this out there. I've mentioned it. Anybody is welcome to attend after we talk to you, screen you, make sure we know who you are, this, that, and the third. Those rituals are open invite that you see I do live on Patreon. I know we get some of the locals that come all the time. We used to get occasionally. Some people would come from out of state. So if you're ever in the area or you want to come to live and in person and work with us for the monthly rituals we do every month, you're more than welcome. Just reach out to me and we'll have a brief conversation. And I just need to know you're coming. I need to know who you are, and I need to know that you are kind of on the path and you're part of the Patreon. So any Patreon members that want to come and participate in those rituals, and necessarily you don't have to be a Patreon member. Let me rephrase that. If you want to come live and in person, as long as you understand the ritual, what it's about, what we're doing, and again, I'll discuss that with you. So it's an open invite. Anybody that wants to come to the monthly rituals, just reach out to me. If you're in the area, you're more than welcome to attend. All right, so I want to put that out there. So we got the monthly rituals, we got the conference in October, we got some new classes that were added to the Patreon page, and then there'll be other stuff I can tell you that will pop up through the course of the year. Always trying to look things to improve the experience. Obviously, I'll be posting as I continuously have done the last couple of years. A lot of the short 20-30 minute videos, they seem to be real effective, and since I started them, I've gotten a great response. I post them in also MP3 audio format on the podcast page so you can have them in audio files. I'll continue to do that for 2025. And then obviously, you know, I'll be going live on YouTube when I can. We also will continue the Hip Hop Occult show, which I got to get on that. We got to set a date for the next one. So the Hip Hop Occult show with Brother Taja, that will continue. I think that covers majority of the things. I might have forgotten something. I'm just trying to remember and just kind of tip everybody off for what we got planned and in store for 2025. And this is what we're going to be doing and continuing. Some of the stuff we will be continuing. As long as I get the response from people that this is, you know, they're responding to it, this is what they want to do, this is what we will continue to do. All right. So I think I covered the gist of it, just to give you guys an update, you know, the Patreon, the classes. Again, the Black Magic Essentials 101 4-hour masterclass is available for purchase. Just, you can go on to the Instagram or the Facebook or the community section in the YouTube page, and all of the instructions are in there on how to email me and pay for the class through PayPal or Cash App. All right. Don't forget to check out the Patreon page, patreon.com/Baniti. If you want to get in on the Patreon classes and become a Patreon member, do that now. Other than that, I'm going to sign out. Infernal blessings. We're out of here.